On today's show, we head over to Germany and to Berlin Templehof Airport in the heart of the German capital, where the 2019-20 FIA Formula E Championship resumes racing hostilities. It's race 1 of the Berlin E-Prix, and all 24 drivers are champing at the bit to lock horns around the airport circuit. Then we dig into our archives and go back to 2013, where we head to South Coast Raceway in Portland, Victoria. The big guns of Top Door Slammer Racing are keen for quarter-mile glory in round 2 of the Aussie Slam Fest. This is Speedweek.
Our 24 drivers are ready to go green, and we're back, stronger, together, and positively charged.
We've got a race for the championship, we've got a race for the race win. All 5 lights are on. We go green in Berlin, very quick lights out. There's going to be contact.
Careful, mate, careful.
We can win this race.
Let's go get him.
I'm so much faster than these guys.
Last lap now, last lap now.
I'm so much quicker than him.
Bring it home.
One of the most dominant races in the history of the championship.
This feels so good.
Woo! Let's go, boys!
What a race! What a drive!
Hello and a very warm welcome to the heart of Germany and the amazing capital city of Berlin. After 158 days, Formula E is back for a stunning season finale. We're at the old Tempelhof Airport, just a few short miles from the city centre, and let me tell you, this is going to be something special.
After 5 months away, ABB Formula E is back, and boy, have we missed it.
The grid is set.
When the season was suspended in March, we'd already seen 5 different winners and countless moments of classic Formula E drama.
What on earth has gone on?
Now the world's most innovative, competitive and environmentally friendly racing series is about to go green again. With 24 of the world's best drivers in a unique 6-race format on 3 different tracks at a purpose-built biosecure facility at the historic Tempelhof Airport. This is how the Drivers' Championship looks after 5 rounds as we head into the first of those 6 races in Berlin. DS de Cheetah's Antonio Felix da Costa leads the pack from Jaguar's Mitch Evans ahead of BMW's Alexander Sims. But with almost 180 points still up for grabs, the race for the title is wide open. So who are the drivers to watch?
The steering cannot turn it, stuck.
Reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne suffered a terrible start to the season and needs wins in Berlin to give himself a chance of a 3rd title on the bounce. But never write off the mercurial Frenchman. 2017 champion Lucas de Grassi had a steady start to the season, but Audi have always been strong in Berlin, and the Brazilian could be in the mix when things shake out.
Lucas de Grassi wins!
Likewise, Alexander Sims and Max Günther, who have both won races this season for BMW Andretti.
Thank you so much. Amazing job, guys. Yes, come on!
Despite debut podiums in Saudi Arabia for Porsche and Mercedes, both have struggled with the unique demands of Formula E. Stoffel Vandoorne may still have his sights set on the championship, but it's going to be a big ask. Mitch Evans has been lightning quick for Jaguar.
Mitch Evans wins in Mexico City!
Could this be the year the Kiwi really makes his mark? Well, not if this guy gets in the way. Antonio Felix da Costa has consistently outperformed his illustrious DS de Cheetah teammate Jean-Eric Vergne to lead the championship and goes into Berlin as the man to beat. It promises to be the most intense finale in the history of motorsport. 9 days, 6 races, 3 tracks, 1 champion.
This is Berlin, but not as we know it. The first race will run in reverse around the Tempelhof circuit. Time now to hand over to our commentary team of Dario Franchitti and Jack Nichols.
Here's a look at how the grid will line up for the first 45-minute plus 1 lap race. On pole position, it's Antonio Felix da Costa in the DS Techeetah. Then on the right-hand side, it's his teammate Jean-Eric Vergne joining him on the front row of the grid. It's going to be a fascinating fight between those two Techeetahs on the run down towards turn 1. Then we have got Andre Lotterer in 3rd position on the grid in the Tag Heuer Porsche. 4th place is Sebastian Buemi in the Nissan. He was a little bit disappointed not to be further up. He'll be trying to challenge these drivers in the race. Nick de Vries, the first of the Mercedes, in 5th position. He is looking for his strongest result in Formula E. Then we've got Jerome D'Ambrosio in the Mahindra, starting in 6th place. That matches his best qualifying performance of the season so far. Sam Bird just outside the top 7.
We've got Mitch Evans next in the Jaguar. I think the efficiency of that Jaguar is going to allow him to go to the front of the grid today.
Interesting. Going to be fascinating to see what he can do. Then we've got Felipe Massa in the Venturi next up. He's qualified inside the top 10. Robin Freitz completes the top 10. And then in 11th place, making his first appearance for Mahindra, is Alex Lynn. Here come the lights. You're going to get used to this one. And we go green in Berlin. Not a good start from Andre Lotterer in 3rd place. Buemi immediately to the outside on the run down towards turn 1. Lock up from Nick de Vries, but it's da Costa who holds the lead. Vergne in 2nd. Lotterer is 3rd. Buemi drops back to 4th. Everybody safely through the first corner nicely. Very clean getaway. And Andre Lotterer, despite a poor start, has managed to rescue it. There's a few looks up the inside. Alexander Sims trying to get past Robin Freitz in the middle of the pack there. But it's the two Techeetahs who lead the way. Lotterer 3rd, Buemi 4th, de Vries is 5th, 6th is Sam Bird, so he's got past Jerome D'Ambrosio. Felipe Massa has got past Mitch Evans. Mitch Evans has dropped down to 9th position. Not a good start for the Jaguar.
And a problem for the second of the DS Techeetahs. Made a mistake in the braking zone for turn 5. He's lost a bit of time, but not a position.
Vergne could be under pressure here from his teammate last year, Andre Lotterer. Lotterer's not quite close enough to make the move coming into 7th.
And I think that was just cold brakes, Jack. I think he got caught out with the cold brakes, grabbed one of the fronts and pushed him a little bit wide. It looks like Mitch Evans has possibly made one place back up.
This is the loop back around through the left-hander. Yeah, Evans, I think, has got back in front of... No, he's still in 9th place.
I am amazed at how clean this first lap is. You see one of the Audis, it looks like Rennie Rast on the outside, lost a bit of position there. Look at the start that Lucas de Grassi's made, up to 16th place already. It's quite impressive. And some more locking up going into turn 1. As the car's unloaded, de Grassi continuing to charge.
Yeah, it's a fascinating start from the two Audis. Da Costa leading 1.8 seconds ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne. Then it's only 4/10 back to Lotterer. Buemi, I really thought, had made up some ground there. There's confirmation of Ola Roland's 10-second stop-and-go penalty, as well as starting from the pit lane. René Rast going side-by-side with Stoffel Van Dorn here, and Van Dorn goes through up into 13th position. This is a look on board the driver's eye of Stoffel Van Dorn as he makes that pass.
And look, this is exactly the view. This camera is inside his visor, and watch as much his head moves around. We've gone off already. You see some defending from one Audi to the other. Lucas de Grassi past Rennie Rast, and he's heading forward. Now that's just experience of Lucas de Grassi.
Roland given a 5-second time penalty as well. He had so many changes that he's been given so many penalties, he basically couldn't serve them all. But the DS Techeetahs, at the end of lap 2, disappearing. 2 seconds to Costa de Vergne, 1.4 seconds, Vergne to Lotterer.
It's just a little bit calm right now, which we've seen before. I'm shocked how calm the first couple of laps were. And we see Collado with a 10-second time penalty. That's for more of the changes. And James Collado, he just has to write this one off today and learn. Just put this down to experience for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, absolutely. And presumably with 45 minutes of running, you can do quite a lot of learning. You won't be right on the pace as if you've done all the practices today, but it'll help you a long way in that regard.
Oh, you will absolutely learn so much, Jack. We expect 39 to 40 laps today in the 45-minute race plus 1 lap. But you can hear the Mitch Evans just coasting in 9th place, just getting off the throttle, regenerating, putting energy back into the battery. Without that, they'd run out of battery very early in the race. They cannot run flat out, but that's part of the technique of Formula E, is how to go fast and save and put energy back into the battery by regeneration.
Felipe Massa just gently covering the inside line. There's the usable energy remaining. You can see Lotterer saving quite a bit already compared to the others. He drops down to 91% now, but he's got marginally more than the rest of the field. But it's because he appears to be going slower than the rest of the field, because everybody bottling up behind the Porsche at the moment. Attack mode activation zone is now open.
That is going to be fascinating, because when you see it, it's so far off the track that it's really going to take a commitment to go out there, and you probably see the car who's close behind you going past, then you're going to have to use that extra 35 kilowatts of power to blast past before turn 6 again. It's really, we've seen how in the earlier races of the season all those years ago, how tactical the use of attack mode became and how integral it was to winning a Formula E race.
41 minutes plus a lap to go. We're on board with Nick de Vries, who's running in 5th position, up behind Sebastian Buemi, as he is looking for his best result of the season. Nick de Vries, he had an encouraging start, 3rd on the grid in the opening race in Diriyah, finished 6th, then he finished 5th in Santiago, although he crossed the line in 3rd position, but he'd love to get better than a 5th today. Sergio Sette Camara, another newcomer, is under investigation for improper grid position.
And Felipe Massa is looking in his mirrors all over the place, just trying to hold back Mitch Evans. He's looking down at the wheel, he's looking in the mirrors, he's moving around the track, just trying to defend that 8th position from Mitch Evans. And it looks like he's struggling a bit for race pace, as that man there, André Lotterer, in the Porsche is too. And Sebastian Buemi, make short work of him pretty soon. Probably a lunge down the inside into one of the big braking zones. Turn 2 is as good a place as any.
The Audis, both winners and losers in the opening laps. De Grassi's made up 5 places, Rasta's lost 3, and they're running in 15th and 16th positions. Apart from that, there wasn't a huge amount of changes, to be honest with you. De Costa and Verne pulling away up at the front. Everybody queued up behind André Lotterer. There's a little bit of a gap back from de Vries to D'Ambrosio and Bird as they come into the right-hander of turn 5, then swing through the long stretch that heads down towards turn 6 and 7. But there are De Costa and Verne out in front here, fairly straightforwardly. That's some early aggressive defending from Lotterer.
Yeah, because he's going to be regenerating in that part of the track, so he's thinking, if I'm regenerating, which I have to do, I'm going to make you go the long way round. You see the start again, fairly uneventful start.
I thought Buemi had 3rd though.
Yeah, around the outside, it just didn't quite work out. Yeah, very surprised how nicely everybody played. They've been sort of bottled up at home for 150 plus days, and some of them might actually learn some patience. I can say that as an ex-driver, because I'd absolutely not.
Yeah, so Buemi went to the outside. Nick de Vries came in there all hot and bothered, locking up, but then, yeah, Lotterer just held it on the brakes.
Absolutely. And I'm a bit surprised to see Alex Lynn is all over the back of Mitch Evans. I expected Mitch to be making progress through, but Alex Lynn looks like he's harassing him for 9th place at the moment.
And Evans is right behind Felipe Massa as well, so that's going to be a very close battle for 8th position. Yeah. And in fact, yeah, it hasn't quite managed to get past him yet.
As soon as Mitch gets past, yeah, I expect it to disappear, absolutely. Felipe is struggling for pace in the Venturi at the moment. There we go, right in the middle of the screen, sorry Jack, and that's Felipe. Watch him again here as he defends into turn 6. Well, Mitch Evans is a little bit further back just now. Audi's running line astern. I expected Lucas de Grassi to disappear from René Rast. He made such quick progress in those opening laps.
38 minutes plus a lap to go. On board here with Mitch Evans as he tries to get past Antonio Felix da Costa. We were on the grid just then, and obviously you're not allowed to wear sunglasses on the telly because apparently you look stupid. And it was really tough without sunglasses, so that's going to be tough for the drivers. Yeah, and they'll have these very dark visors, in some cases iridium visors. That's great when you're going into the sun, but as soon as the light changes, all of a sudden you're in darkness and your eyes take a bit to adjust to that, and it makes it very, very difficult for your eye to adjust just that quickly. And Felipe Massa has got a bit of a train following him round at the moment, as does André Lotterer, and that's creating problems for the drivers further back. I'm going to start seeing some people lose patience here and start to lunge. Look, from Massa right back to the end of the field. Yeah. Is one long train of cars. So is there anyone in that field who is in that long train who is cunningly saving a little more energy than anyone else? There's Daniel Abt running at the back of the pack. He's running in effectively last position because Sergio Sette Camara had a penalty. Roland and Collado started from the pit lane. They now basically need a safety car to bring them back into any sort of mix. De Costa out in front. Jean-Eric Verne on the last lap set the fastest lap of the race. Took half a second out of race leader Antonio Felix da Costa. There's going to be no team orders here.
not this early. This is what Jean-Eric has to avoid. He has to avoid allowing Da Costa to score all these points. So in the later races, he becomes the number 2 driver to Da Costa and has to help him win the championship. Jean-Eric's going to stay in the fight for the next 9 days and fight out for this championship. He is our current champion.
Sam Bird very late on the brakes. He is trying to pressure Jerome D'Ambrosio for 6th position. Well, he certainly is pressuring him. He's trying to get past.
And Sam, we've seen some beautiful overtaking manoeuvres by Sam Bird, who's Jaguar bound next season. He's been with the Envision Virgin team since the start of Formula E.
If we can't pass him, consider strap 1 into turn 1 and turn 6.
So presumably that means save some energy.
I would imagine that's saving energy. Also the tyres, we haven't talked about the tyres yet. This track with this layer puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the left rear tyre. And as the tyre heats up, the cars will start to slide more. When they start to slide more, you can't carry momentum through the corner. You use more energy. It's a vicious circle. You've got to try and keep the car in balance, try and keep the tyres in the sweet spot for the whole 45 minutes plus a lap, which is definitely easier said than done. I wonder if Sam Bird's going to have a little look down the inside into Jerome D'Ambrosio down into turn 1. He's close enough. He got off turn 10 very well. Let's see, we're in the right place to see if he does it.
Massa didn't have a good run off turn 10 either, so that could be the opportunity for Mitch Evans and Alex Lynn to try and pounce. You hear it goes quiet. That's when Sam Bird is lifting and not braking and not regenerating, just coasting towards the corner. Massa still holds the place for the time being. Someone very close further back. Couldn't quite work out who that was. I think it might have
minimum
been
speed at turn
Van
5
Dorn on
could be
Mortara.
improved, just for reference.
So Bird being... Oh, Robin Fries is in the wall. Robin Fries, big damage on the front. And that is going to be the end of any meaningful running for the Dutchman. And there he goes, shattering over the front wing. That could bring out a full course yellow or a safety car with 35 minutes left on the clock. And that is a classic Robin Fries face. A little bit miffed.
If you've watched Formula E, you've heard me say this before, that carbon fibre is razor sharp and that can cut the tyres down, so you've got to be so careful. And in some way fortunate not to run over it and puncture one of your tyres. Look at the damage to the right front.
Oh, and look at the Virgin Racing fans' reaction.
Okay, do not die.
James Harmon in the middle there with his head in his hands. And France is going to limp back to the pit lane. He says the suspension's done, so I wonder what has happened there.
Looked like turn 2. Looked like it was the exit of turn 2. You can see the marks. The walls. Almost, I would imagine he's got shoved into the wall by somebody, because that's quite early in the corner to have an accident. I bet he's trying to go around the outside of somebody, or somebody's passed him and shoved him into the wall. We saw a lot of that in Santiago in the hairpins as the Diesta Cheetahs go about their merry way. And Jean-Eric Byrne is not letting Da Costa go. This is good.
Attack mode to be used twice during this race. Each lasts 4 minutes, and you get a 35 kilowatt power boost to 235 kilowatts. Sete Camera has used his, but there the yellow flag is out. And is that going to be a yellow? And yes, Evans is ahead of Massa.
Yeah, just past him. All right, now you can see Felipe with his head moving around a lot. We'll see Robin Frans what happened. Yeah, he got pushed out. Did he get pushed out?
It was by Gunther.
But did he? It's a funny angle, you can't really see. Did he get pushed into the wall?
Or was he just being ambitious around the outside?
Did he get got in the marbles as well, Jack? We've seen some incredible marbles very early in the event. It's getting damaged now. It's just getting worse. I don't know why you would not just... Oh, now he's this is going to be a...
Yeah, so I think that's, he's had to park up. ...32 minutes plus a lap to go. There is Robin France's car. He's pulled to a halt on the outside of turn 9, so he's off the racing line, but I think that's going to necessitate something, whether it's a full course yellow or a safety car. We'll wait and see. And it is a safety car. It's a full safety car. So all that work that Da Costa and Verne have done to build up a 5-second lead is gone, and it's quite rare that we see such a lead built up in Formula E. Actually, it was 8.5 seconds from Da Costa back to Lotterer in third, and it's quite rare we see a lead built up, because you're just wasting energy the more you pull away.
Yeah, exactly right. How many times have we talked about that, Jack? Winning races at the slowest possible speed. Keep them about 2 seconds back, maybe slightly more. That's as much as you want to pull away, really, because things like this happen. You're using energy, but you're also using your tyres. And it just takes you to get the car slightly out of balance by overheating the left rear. And all that beautiful pace the DS Cheetahs have got just goes away in a hurry.
So, safety car deployed here in Berlin, the first of 6 races that we've got coming up for you in the next 9 days. And, well, a very strange opening 15 minutes. It's been very quiet, hasn't it? But it's all kicking off soon, I'm sure. 27 minutes plus a lap to go. Looked as though the safety car had, the recovery vehicle had nearly cleared Robin's car. He'll be a very disconsolate Dutchman tonight as he makes his way back to the hotel where everyone stays.
The good news is he's back racing tomorrow, so
yeah,
he's got enough time to forget about it. Oh, safety car's coming in this lap, guys.
Wow, that's a quick one. And immediately then, the safety car comes in. We're about to get the restart. Da Costa versus Verne, the 2 DS Cheetahs. When is Da Costa going to go? It's a tricky place to go if he goes any time round here, isn't it? But
I would go just at the point that's most awkward for the guy behind me.
Nicely done. Almost when Jeff was like on the apex of turn 9.
Watch the gap spread there, Jeff. Right there. That's perfect. Perfect from Antonio Felix da Costa.
Out we go then, across the line to restart racing. Da Costa leading. He's got 7/10 of a second over Jean-Eric Verne. Third is Andre Lotterer in the Porsche. Fourth is Nick de Vries in the Mercedes. Then we've got Buemi in 5th, Ambrosio in 6th. 7th, 8th and 9th is still that battle for Bird, Evans and Massa, with Lynn completing the top 10. There's a 5 kilowatt-hour energy reduction, so they'll still need to save energy over the course of this E-Prix.
And only 2 people have used attack mode so far. That's the 2 guys at the back, Nico Müller, Seti Camera, Nico Müller, both the JX Dragon guys.
There's the usable energy remaining. Oh, and there is the move.
Sam Bird.
And Sam Bird has got past Ambrosio for 6th place down into turn 5.
Textbook Sam Bird, last moment as Jerome D'Ambrosio goes by. He's trying to come back past him, but that was textbook. Absolute fantastic overtaking maneuver by Sam Bird.
Eyes forward has been the message from Stephen Lane on the radio, the usual catchphrase for Bird. 2 attack modes remaining, as you alluded to, Dario, for everyone except Muller and Sergio Sette Camera. We're on board with Mitch Evans, little bit of oversteer as he comes out of turn 10.
And already, the tyres have had a chance to cool down, and already they're oversteering. Look at all the marbles on the outside of the track, and that's just, yeah, you don't want to get on those because that will be very much like ice. You can see now Mitch Evans setting his sights on Jerome D'Ambrosio.
Through the left-hander at turn 2. Any moves coming from the left-hand side here on the run down into turn 2? Nothing yet. Still, Jean-Eric Verne has the fastest lap of the race, which he would get a point for if he holds it till the end. Now, they're not disappearing as much this time. There, into attack mode goes Sebastian Buemi, so he's the first. Did he get it? Oh, they're side by side on the way out.
He didn't get it.
I don't think he did, you know.
Well, we're not showing it up on the screen, Jack.
No, it's not showing on the screen. Let's look at the halo as he comes down into... No, didn't work. Buemi hasn't activated attack mode, but he's just given up a place to Sam Bird for no reason now.
And some of the drivers were saying to me today, it is incredibly difficult. The sensors in the attack mode activation zone, it's very difficult to get across all 3 sensors. Obviously, lose the minimum amount of time, but we just saw it there. One of the most experienced drivers in the field, Sebastian Buemi, he missed it.
24 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Da Costa's lead is a second. There goes Sam Bird with his new Kylo Ren-inspired helmet, designed by his stepson. And they swing into turn 1 again. Here's a look at Buemi then. There's 3 loops in this attack mode that you've got to hit, and he turned it pretty early, to be honest, didn't he?
Did he miss the first? Yeah, it almost looks like he missed that first loop, Jack. That is a big penalty to pay.
And there was Bird's look. Oh, D'Ambrosio did all he could to try and close the door late.
Jerome, that was a bit robust.
But that is called getting caught out by surprise.
Yeah, and Sam Bird is an expert at that, isn't he? De Vries is getting after it now, faster through first sector.
Yeah, De Vries took the attack mode now and managed to stay in front of Andre Lotterer, so that's really gone well for Nick De Vries. And there he, managed to stay in front of Sam Bird, I should say. Lotterer is right up behind Jean-Eric Verne. He's only half a second behind, so that's a fascinating fight between the Porsche and the DS Cheetah. Here they come out of the final corner again. De Vries in attack mode, the blue lights flashing just above the driver's helmet means that he's got an extra 35 kilowatts of power for 4 minutes and Bird in 5th, Buemi in 6th, D'Ambrosio 7th, Evans, Massa, Lynn, the rest of the top 10 at the moment. So Evans ahead of Massa. Lynn is going to be the next man to try and get past the Brazilian.
And Lotterer is right there, as you say, Jack, with the 2 Diesta Cheetahs. They're just not getting away. I'm surprised how much De Vries isn't getting away from Sam Bird behind him, considering he's got that extra, over 10% extra power. And one of the Porsche, there we go, Lotterer uses attack mode. Did he get it? I think he missed it.
Yes, he missed it as well. He looks like he has missed it as well, and now he's under pressure from Nick De Vries, who's in attack mode, so he's got the extra power. Looks to the outside, but De Vries is surely going to make this move down the start-finish straight.
And Lotterer was instantly aware, Jack, the lights didn't go on in the dash. He knows it hasn't worked.
22 minutes left on the clock, and here are the winners of Fan Boost. René Rast in his first Formula E race has Fan Boost, as does Sergej Sette Camara, as does Stoffel Van Dorn. Here's Nick De Vries up the inside of Lotterer into turn 1, not quite able to do it. De Costa and Abt, the other 2 drivers, to get Fan Boost, and the 5 drivers with the most votes get a power boost to use in the second half of the race, up to 5 seconds of 250 kilowatts. Now De Vries needs to make this count in the next 2 minutes. We're on board with the nose cam of the 25-year-old Dutchman. Ooh, outside of 3 is going to be a risky one.
Especially with Andre Lotterer, I'm not doing that. We've seen Andre do some massively robust defences in the past. I don't think Andre's going to go.
Oh, no!
I would say
De Costa's missed it.
Sure, he's got it.
Oh, how has he got away with that one?
De Vries has passed.
Through.
Yeah, he's passed Lotterer. Massa's still holding up Lynn.
And Bird is going to get Lotterer as well here, is he? To the outside, down into 7, no. Not quite able to get up alongside. It looked for all the world as though De Costa was missing attack mode there, but he somehow managed to get it.
It almost looked there was an identical line to Lotterer, and Lotterer missed it. You see that queue still forming behind Lotterer.
Gunter's going to be coming into this later in the day. Look at him on the left-hand side, 56%. 3-4% more energy than the front runners. So Gunter is playing the long game here. The man who is the youngest ever Formula E race winner. He's lying 4th in the championship at the moment, and he's very much in the long game.
Do you remember those days when they used to sort of come in with like 1% or 2% and say, oh, we cut that close. Now it's you close the finish line with point such and such. They're cutting things so finely in Formula E. All the teams have just continuously done marginal gains. Okay. Everything more efficient, and that includes how much energy they use.
Oliver Rowland's up to 19th position. The safety car playing out for him and James Collado, but Collado, with his lack of running, doesn't really have a huge amount of pace. There, into attack mode, is that Alex Lynn?
No,
it's D'Ambrosio, my apologies.
And there's Lynn now.
Yeah, he comes back on just in front of Alex Lynn as they come down towards turn 7 now. De Costa sets the fastest middle sector of anyone, 0.7 of a second ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne.
I'm just laughing at Massa because every time you see him come down to turn 6, his eyes are darting in the left mirror, the right mirror, just defending for all he's worth, just waiting for the attack and to defend the attack from the car behind. Let's see how aggressive Jerome D'Ambrosio is going to be on Felipe Massa. He's got an attack mode extra power. He's got to use it pretty quickly.
20 minutes plus 1 lap to go. De Costa leading, 0.8 of a second ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne. Nick De Vries is in 3rd position. There is the move from Jerome D'Ambrosio on Felipe Massa. So D'Ambrosio now up into 8th place. His teammate Alex Lynn will try and follow him through.
There's no messing around there. That extra attack mode that D'Ambrosio had, he just knew he had to get past Felipe Massa quickly, and he did it.
There come the 2 Diesta Cheetahs. Out in front, they're pulling away now from those behind. Lotterer goes for attack mode again and gets it this time then. So through 2 goes Sebastian Buemi, and that means Mitch Evans is up into 6th place. The 2 Diesta Cheetahs out front, De Vries and Bird in 3rd and 4th. Bird has not used a single attack mode yet. Here is De Vries going wheel to wheel. And sorry, that's Van Dorn with Max Gunter getting up the inside, and that is Van Dorn passing Gunter for 11th place, the 2 title contenders.
Very good drive from Stoffel Van Dorn. He's making progress to the front, and we see the front right here. 2 Diesta Cheetahs just going about the merry way. 2.7-second lead on Nick De Vries.
A lot of you asking how De Costa's attack mode, as he locks up big time coming into the hairpin, counted, but the others didn't. Well, you don't actually have to pass through that first blue line. That isn't where one of the sensors is. It's just a guide. So there's a chance he missed the first blue line, but still hit the sensors in the track. More by luck than judgment would be my suggestion.
It looked he was on an identical line, but yeah, there's the sensor in the car and there's sensors in the track. You can actually see where they're cut into the concrete. Thank you for that demonstration there. And yeah, and he just obviously missed it as Sam Bird goes through attack mode.
He takes attack mode and then gets back in front of Evans, so up into 4th position. In that great little squabble, sorry, up into 5th position, because Lotterer is still there in front, isn't it? So Da Costa leads, Verne 2nd, De Vries 3rd, Lotterer 4th, then Bird, Evans, D'Ambrosio, Buemi, Massa, Van Dorn, the rest of the top 10 were on board with Mitch Evans here in the Jaguar.
Lynn's been shuffled back, Mortara, De Grassi, and Van Dorn have all gone past, so he took attack mode and lost 3 places doing it.
D'Ambrosio up the inside of Evans. Very good move from D'Ambrosio. Found the inside line just about. He's on attack mode. He's up into 6th place.
Aggressive defending, but D'Ambrosio was having none of it.
43% of energy remaining for Da Costa, 42% for Verne. Those Fiesta Cheetahs are really going at it.
About attacking now, dropping behind Buemi.
So that's Mitch Evans being told, take attack mode now, you'll drop behind Buemi. Will he? Yeah, it's only Buemi that he drops behind as well, so not too bad. Felipe Massa takes it as well. Van Dorn now up into 9th position. The two Fiesta Cheetahs, 1.4 seconds apart. And whoa, there goes Gunther late in the day, and he gets past Alex Lynn. So that is Gunther up into 13th place, Lynn down to 14th.
Felipe Massa, he's just struggling to save energy and go quickly more than his teammate Iro Mortara, who's starting to make progress through the field. Felipe's going the other way.
16 minutes plus a lap to go. And there is Lotterer going ahead of De Vries. De Vries makes a mistake, and as a result, Lotterer is through and up into 3rd position. So the mistake that Lotterer made, missing attack mode a couple of laps ago, has now been repaid by the mistake that De Vries made, and Lotterer is up into 3rd place.
De Vries is lucky, he's still got 4 wheels on his wagon after making a mistake and getting out into the marbles. Sam Bird is filling his mirrors though, and that is, if you're one of the drivers, you don't want to see Sam Bird behind you because he's going to make a move. Late defence.
That was a bit Grosjean.
Okay, yeah, too late on the defence from Nick De Vries, then got onto the marbles and sent himself off. So yeah, I agree, Jack. Massively late defence. And Bird around the outside, passes De Vries.
And Buemi goes around the outside of Jerome D'Ambrosio.
Strategy proper.
So Albert Lau on the radio to Nick De Vries saying he got 1 more lap of attack mode, 15 minutes plus a lap to go. Verne, Da Costa and Verne still leading. We're on board with Jerome D'Ambrosio in 7th position, right up behind Sebastian Buemi. Neither are in attack mode at the moment. You can see the sun starting to set behind the huge Templehof building to the left-hand side, and right in with them is Mitch Evans. Now he is on attack mode, so he's going to try and get past both of them on the run down into turn 2. Yellow flag out there at turn 6. We'll keep an eye out on that one. That is the 6 and 7 sequence. There goes Evans up the inside, and it's Felipe Massa is off. Felipe Massa is off, and that could bring out another safety car, because how is he? Has he been trying to battle with someone?
It could be. I mean, that area, that's what he's doing all his defending, but he's got still got, looks like he's got 4 wheels on it, so can he drive it back? We'll maybe hear from the radio out. Double wave jellos. Is he locked to rears?
Because he doesn't appear to actually be in the wall, does he?
No. Let's find out what happened. It looks like he's locked to rears or somebody's...
Oh, no, he's in the wall. So, with both front...
No, it's the halo,
yeah,
sorry.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, it's the halo.
Yeah, so Felipe Massa out. That could bring out another safety car. And while all this is going on, we've got... it seems like there's a bit of commotion at DS Techeetah. There's a bit of disagreement by the sounds of things on the radio.
No, really?
Jean-Eric Verne, it seems, is not happy that Da Costa has been pushing so hard.
Why?
Because the complaint is that Da Costa isn't respecting the beeps. and isn't sort of playing the team game. He's trying to
but if he
drive
gets
further away.
If he gets into the race with all the energy,
I'm just reporting what I think is going on the team radio. So
let's hear from Massa speaking of radio.
Scott, in race control, is there any chance you can reverse into the opening for us?
I don't think so. The front wing is completely out. It's completely off.
No chance to back the car up into the opening?
No, I don't think so.
And yeah, just right hand down.
Stick it reverse.
No problem.
You don't need the front wing for that.
Exactly.
He will then damage the floor. Let's see what happened.
Oh, he's gone in himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's all four locked. So has he gone slightly offline trying to defend from Van Dorn and the Mercedes? It's just gone past into the Tech Pro barrier.
Let's see whether he fancies giving it a go here. Because it looked like he was wiggling the wheel for a moment.
Still yellow in turn 6. The race is still going on.
Yeah, 12 minutes plus a lap to go. 2 seconds between Da Costa and Verne up at the front. Lotterer is in 3rd place, 7/10 of a second back to Sam Bird. De Vries is in 5th position. Verne takes his 2nd attack mode now then. And is he going to come out? Yes, he just comes out in front of Andre Lotterer. That was very close, but Verne holds that position. And now, that's an interesting one, because if were the safety cars to come out now...
This is race control. Full course yellow in 5, 4, 3,
or a full course
2,
yellow.
1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Lost the benefit.
Well, he's lost the benefit, but also it means he doesn't have to take an attack mode. If he can stay behind Da Costa, when Da Costa takes attack mode, Verne takes the lead.
Full course yellow ending in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag, green flag.
Racing back underway, very aggressive from Jerome D'Ambrosio. Did he get Buemi before we went green again? That looked very, very close to me. Now they're all swarming over the back of Jean-Eric Verne in 2nd place. It's Lotterer, then it's Bird, then it's De Vries, then it's D'Ambrosio, Buemi, Evans, Van Dorn, de Grassi, the top 10. Evans looking to the outside of Sebastian Buemi. That's going to be a tough one to pull off, but I think the Jaguar's about to pull it off. They're still side by side. Buemi gives it room, and that is one of the best moves I've seen in Formula E.
Wow, well judged. That was incredible from Mitch Evans.
And absolutely fair. Oh, that's a close one. Da Costa gets it. Verne comes over. The two go wheel to wheel, and Da Costa just holds the lead of the race.
Close enough for you?
I think Da Costa's found a little trick line there, you know, because he did the same thing. I think he's found out exactly where the sensors are and is doing a different, quicker line through attack mode. Really smart stuff from Da Costa, and he now is in the lead. He's got attack mode, 7 minutes plus a lap to go. He should be able to do this now, the Portuguese. Bird is up into 3rd in all of that. How did that even happen?
But Bird has got to take another attack mode, and that's going to cost him time, so he has got to get away from Nick De Vries behind him, otherwise he's going to lose that 3rd position.
7 minutes plus a lap to go. Fascinating E-Prix, not absolute carnage, not crazy chaos, but really, really interesting stuff. What is going to happen? How far back will Bird drop when he activates his attack mode? 7 minutes plus a lap to go. Da Costa checking out a little. Verne in 2nd, Bird in 3rd. Just ahead of De Vries. Then it's Lotterer who's on attack mode, so that's going to be the genuine battle for 3rd place ultimately, is Lotterer versus De Vries. Porsche versus and Da Costa's using his fan boost now to pull even further away. Stoffel Van Dorn, oh, he hasn't been seen there, has he? But he just about manages to get in ahead of Gunter. De Vries with more late defending, not a fan of this.
No, I'm not either, I have to say. De Vries needs to have a little bit of a word with this late defending. The best way to do that is, to beat fire with fire, I would say, but maybe Scott Elkins needs to have a word with that, because it's just dangerous, quite frankly. You can see a traffic jam forming further back. You can see the less efficient cars as traffic jams kind of forming behind them.
Here comes Lotterer on De Vries. Oh, again, I thought he was coming over. And what's that? Bird's going through on Verne.
Has Verne got a problem?
Suddenly, Verne is slowing an awful lot. Sam Bird's up into second place. Verne is going to be under pressure here from the cars behind.
I think Verne has an issue, Jack. The pace has just dropped off completely. And Sam Bird, he's now seen Da Costa up the road. He's got 5.5 minutes plus a lap to see what he can do.
Bird has a chance here. If he can get a bit of a gap to Verne all of a sudden, activate attack mode, he might have a shot at holding on to this second place. Bird has come out of nowhere in this one. He's leaving the Envision Virgin Racing team after these 6 races, moving to Jaguar. Here comes Lotterer. Verne squeezes his former teammate. The two are going to go absolutely wheel to wheel. Verne tries to turn in. Oh, that was just about on the limit.
That was good respect between those guys. Great friends, but that was, yeah. Oh, and again, look at the rear of the DS Techeetah dancing around as he tries to get onto the throttle. You'll see here as he goes, yeah, it just looks like it's maybe lost the rear tyres a little bit and it's lost the grip, as we talked about. Could happen. Watch for Lotterer again. Go one way or the other. The dummy down the inside into turn 1.
Verne still tries to hold on. Rene Rast uses his fan boost. Verne goes in deep and through goes Andre Lotterer up into 3rd position. What is happening here to the 2-time champion, the reigning champion, Jean-Eric Verne? He and DS Techeetah look so strong, but is he running out of usable energy? He's got less than most of the field. Is he having to lift and coast more? Did they go too hard in the early stints?
And he hasn't, I think in earlier races, he hasn't been able to save the energy that Da Costa could, and he was having to burn more energy. As we see, Sam Bird takes his attack mode, and that's it. No more left, and he's managed to stay ahead of Jean-Eric Verne.
And he's going to be, Stoffel Van Dorn uses his fan boost to try and pass Mitch Evans, and he gets in front, and he almost goes through on Jerome D'Ambrosio as well. But Bird is going to have attack mode for a lot longer here than Andre Lotterer. Bird has got a real shot at second place.
Lotterer, Da Costa, 10 seconds remaining.
And that's exactly what that message means. Telling him Da Costa as well, which I think is a little bit ambitious, but certainly I think second place is
here comes
certainly
Bird,
possible.
Jack. Here he comes to the outside as Lotterer defends to the inside.
And Verne hits De Vries. De Vries tries to go up the inside. They bang wheels. Stoffel Van Dorn makes his way past Jerome D'Ambrosio. This is a remarkable drive from Van Dorn, the Belgian. He's about to go past Jean-Eric Verne as well, is he? Down into the hairpin at turn 2. He's managed to get him into 6th position. Bird is right on the back of Lotterer. Hasn't managed to get past yet. Da Costa serenely sailing away into the Berlin sunset. But behind, it is very, very busy for second place. It was a slow burner, this E-Prix, but goodness me, are we enjoying it now. There's a look up the inside. Verne loses another position, this time to Stoffel Van Dorn. This is going terribly for Jean-Eric Verne. Sam Bird to the outside of Lotterer into turn 7. Bird now up into 2nd position. What a drive from the man in the Kylo Ren helmet. The force is with him today for Tish.
And breathe. Wow. I mean, that was the most crazy lap I think I've ever seen. Things happening up and down the field. Sam Bird is going to set sail now. The last thing you want is give Andre Lotterer a chance to come back and attack you in one of the braking zones. And you can see the difference that attack mode, that extra power makes to Sam Bird. And it looks like there's a traffic jam forming behind Jean-Eric Verne, 6th place. All the way back, I would say, to 14th.
Oh, and there's a wheel banging again, and that's D'Ambrosio getting through into 6th place, and Mitch Evans will say thank you some of that. James Collado, the other Jaguar, is under investigation for overspeeding. Evans trying to go right the way around the outside. Verne is going to have none of that. That means that Sebastian Buemi can get past the Jaguar, and Evans, they're going to go side by side through turn 3. Over the debris, Evans gets on the dirt. Buemi does hold the place in 8th position, and Gunter hits Evans, and Evans is sent spinning around, and he drops a long way down the order. He's not going to score any points today, Mitch Evans. Alexander Sims is lunging one up the inside of Eduardo Mortara in the Venturi, and he doesn't quite manage to make it stick, and Roland now is on the back of Sims as they come down the back straight, all battling over 11th position. Sims trying to get back ahead of Mortara, not able to do so. Da Costa leading the way. Bird is 2nd, Lotterer 3rd, De Vries is 4th, Van Dorn is 5th, D'Ambrosio, Verne, Buemi, Gunter de Grassi, the rest of the top 10 at the moment. A minute 20 plus a lap to go. Da Costa's just started it, so I think we've got 3 to go.
Can you survive 3 laps, Jack?
I can't survive 5 more races.
It's insane. Look at the energy targets. They're all very similar, but some of the other cars are having to slow down to make those numbers. And we can see that the comers and goers, it's especially apparent towards the end of this E-Prix.
Someone tweeted, just an F1 lover, tweeted, what is going on? Is it normal everything happens at the end of the race?
Yeah.
Yes, is kind of the answer. Gunter then spinning Mitch Evans. Well, Evans got all out of shape here, had to be super slow because he had no grip. And then Evans just...
Gunter
just gave him a nudge.
Yeah, well, that is... I think there's going to be a little conversation with the stewards after that for Max Gunter, unfortunately.
Another great tweet here. This is going from naught to Formula E very quickly, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So Da Costa is going to come through now to start the penultimate lap of the E-Prix. Is he? It's going to be very, very close.
I'd be backing off, but he's nope, yeah, there's no way. He's got to do 2 more laps. He hasn't seen any of this stuff going on behind him.
No.
I think so. This is quite a boring race.
No, I'm surprised they didn't end him sooner. So, Da Costa leads the way. Bird, Lotterer, De Vries, it's all pretty chilled all of a sudden. Stoffel Van Dorn up into 5th place, maybe driver of the day, but that might actually also be Sam Bird, or it might be Antonio Felix da Costa. But then he has got D'Ambrosio right behind. Then it is Buemi, who somehow has slipped down into 7th position, who is just ahead of Verne, Gunter and De Grassi. Gunter is going to be trying to attack Jean-Eric Verne. This is with Jerome D'Ambrosio. We're on board in driver's eye, a camera inside Jerome D'Ambrosio's helmet as he tries to pass Stoffel Van Dorn. This is what wheel-to-wheel racing feels like in Berlin.
Now he's going to try and get the run off this corner and excel. Yep, there we go. There's the move into turn 5. We've seen D'Ambrosio do this earlier in the day. Perfectly executed, and off he goes.
So, D'Ambrosio in 5th position. Van Dorn trying to come back at him as they come down into turn 7. Da Costa is about to start his final lap of the race. There goes Turvey looking to the inside of Sims. René Rast now is sending one to the outside of Eduardo Mortara. That'll be a nice one if he can pull it off, and he can't, and there's a crash. Someone has lost a rear cover for their wheel, I think, but Rast still is involved, and actually he has managed to do it somehow. Rast has got all the way around the outside Mortara and is up into 13th position. Da Costa leading on the final lap of the race. He's got 3% of usable energy, another big lockup from the Portuguese. Lotterer is in 2nd place. Why? Because he's overtaken Sam Bird.
Sam Bird and energy consumption problems. I think some of these cars are really struggling, especially Nico Müller, 15.
Muller's
he's going to run out. Yeah.
Müller is cooked. It's over for Nico Müller. He is not going to get to the end of this E-Prix. And these guys, maybe they thought the race was going to be 1 lap shorter. They were so close to it being 1 lap shorter. And look at Da Costa. Antonio Felix da Costa is into his last percentage of usable energy, and he's only halfway around the lap. It's all going to go wrong here, isn't it, for the race leader?
He's far enough round, do you think, Jack? I'm thinking...
He's regenerating now. This is going to be super tight. He has to cross the line, and we have to listen, because if he coasts over the line, then it's okay.
He's coasting, Jack. He's coasting. He's got 5.6 seconds, but this is tight on energy.
He's weaving across the line. He hits 0. Hopefully he came off the throttle in time, and Da Costa takes the first win in Berlin. Lotterer, Bird, De Vries, they're all finishing with absolutely 0 usable energy. Incredible race.
Mega job. FP2 mode, mega job.
Mega job is the message to Da Costa.
Yes! Thanks, everyone. Thank you. That's amazing. Just one thing.
So to be clear on the rules here, if you hit 0%, that is fine, as long as you stop using energy at that point. If you keep going flat out at 0% and use more and go into negatives, let's say, then you're in trouble. But that is okay if that's what they've done.
And I would just like to point out, Jean-Eric Verne finished 20th.
20th? What happened to Verne at the end? There is going to be such an inquest at DS Techeetah.
Shall we speak to Antonio Felix da Costa?
Yeah. So Sam Bird finishing in 3rd position then. Here's a look at the results. 36 laps of racing, Antonio Felix da Costa. Is that our first full clean sweep of a Formula E weekend? I think it might well be. Quickest in the group stage, pole position, fastest lap, and the win. I think that's the first time we've ever had that, because it's the first year that we've had points for being top of group qualifying. So full credit to Antonio Felix da Costa, a dominating performance, 5 seconds clear of Lotterer in the end, with Bird in 3rd. Alex Lynn will be frustrated not to get some points on his debut for Mahindra. Mitch Evans hit by Mats Gunter and spinning down to 15th position. Roland nearly ended up getting up in the points after starting at the back, and that'll give him confidence going into tomorrow's race.
Well, Antonio Felix da Costa, there was a question whether you could carry on the momentum from 5 months ago with that win, and I think the answer to that is yes. That was an absolutely phenomenal, commanding performance.
Yeah, I'm just so happy. I mean, you know, people around me, they obviously do this because the team and my family and my friends, because they care about me and they really want me to win. They know I've been through a little bit of some rough years, but everyone's just talking to me like if there's one race left because of the stop and we're only here as one trip, but there's actually 6 races to go, and everyone's just assuming that, you know, it's I have to win it, and it's a lot of pressure, but I mean, I take it well, and you know, if there's pressure, it means it's something important. So, you know, I just want to tell everyone that yes, I want to win it, but there's a long way to go. There's still a really, really long way to go, and if we keep doing things like we did today, the team, I mean, hats off, and not only today, but the build-up to this weekend was amazing, and I was so confident, and yeah, I was able to put it all together today.
Oh, look at that. Wonderful, wonderful city, wonderful sunset, wonderful performance for Antonio Felix da Costa. The full 30, the first driver to nab the full 30, and look at that margin at the top of the standings. Absolutely huge, 97 points for Antonio Felix da Costa, a 41-point lead at the top of the championship with 5 races to go. And as far as the team's championship is concerned, DS Techeetah pick up 30, and they now have a 34-point lead at the top of the championship. 33-point lead, I should say, at the top of the championship. Mercedes-Benz third, Jaguar fourth.
Before we head to the podium, time for the highlights from the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy support race.
The first race in Berlin got underway, and it was a pretty strong start from Pulsi de Cacabueno. Sergio Jimenez came with him, but Nick Foster soon was looking very busy, immediately trying to get around the outside at turn 1. And Jimenez then decided to take attack mode, which was a pretty smart move, actually, from the Brazilian on the opening lap. And in the early stages, Nick Foster was really pressuring Cacabueno. It was very, very impressive, but the contact appeared to damage Foster's car. Alice Powell sent one up the inside of Gregory Sagers. The two had a bit of door banging. Jimenez round the outside of Evans, and those two swapped places very often during the course of the race. Fahad Al-Ghassabi took the victory in the Pro-Am class after some entertaining fights. Cacabueno was so far out in front that he was able to take attack mode without losing the lead. This was the crucial move from Evans on Jimenez, and that secured Simon Evans that third place and that final podium spot, but Cacabueno victorious. Another podium for Evans, just 2 points behind Sergio Jimenez at the top of the championship. Great to see Nick Foster on the podium in his first race. The championship battle gets tighter.
Back with the celebrations at the main event.
Da Costa, even with the mask on, you can see the beam in his eyes, and we're about to see him spray the champagne. Here's the technique, boom! Love it. Celebrations for Da Costa. He's making that DS Techeetah team his own. He's making the Season 6 championship in ABB FIA Formula E his own. Will he make Berlin his own and his home over the next 8 days? We go green in Berlin.
It's 1 race down and 5 more still to come from us here in Berlin, in what promises to be the most intense finale in motorsport history.
De Vries going wheel to wheel, and whoa, there goes Gunter late in the day. Here comes Lotterer on De Vries. Oh, he's weaving across the line, and Da Costa takes the first win in Berlin. Incredible race. Yahoo!
Coming up after the break, we wind back to 2013 and to South Coast Raceway in Portland, Victoria, as the sport's finest and top door slammer do battle in round 2 of the Aussie Slam Fest.